I'm here in Jefferson City for the first day of Missouri candidate filing. And while there are a number of issues that are going to define races for governor, Congress, and the state legislature over the next few months, I only have one that is really sticking in my head. How do these candidates define Missouri values?
How would I define Missouri values? Wow, I've never been asked that question before. So that's a good question. Well, I'll define my values. And my values are that the working people have built this state and built this country. Those are my values, and I think we should honor them. We should be able to advocate for those folks. I also believe that public education is the greatest thing that's ever happened in this country as far as any type of program, and it gives kids in all different zip codes to where, no matter where they live, a chance to be able to make something of themselves and better themselves. And I think those are the values that we need to keep here in Missouri that I see slipping away.
Well, I think it's hometown pride in the show me state. It's fighting for freedom, for safety, and prosperity.
That is an excellent question. It probably depends a lot on who you ask. I mean, I don't know. At the risk of being cliche, we're the show me state. People expect results. So in a building where we often don't get things, I mean, we're going to struggle just to pass a budget this year, I fear. I think people in Missouri want to see a government that they can be proud of. They don't want to see our Missouri in the national news for whatever our latest embarrassment is. So I think at the risk of leaning into a cliche, I think people want to, see some action and see some results.
And when we get rid of the distractions in Jefferson City and just focus on what people care about. You care about having food at the dinner table. You care about your kids going to a good school. You care about having fair wages and being respected in your workplace. And when you retire, you expect to retire with some dignity. So Missouri values are rooted in family, and I'm going to Jeff City to work on behalf of the working families and the poor families throughout the St. Louis region.
Missouri is a conservative state, a state where the people show up to fight, where the warriors don't back down, and I am proud, I am blessed to represent the great people of Missouri. So with President Trump, we're going to make Missouri and America great again.
Missouri values is a diverse state, and I think I will define the values as freedom. And the reason I say that is because one freedom should not infringe upon another freedom. And so I feel that our state should support those freedoms of individual freedom. That's how I'll define Missouri values, because they're rooted and grounded in the Constitution of our founding fathers, and that's where we should be.
I think that Missouri values are everyday blue-collar working Americans built on the idea and the power of the traditional American family. And actually that's not just Missouri values, I think that's an American value. I think that we have a lot of hard-working folks here that feel like they are getting disconnected from their leaders down in Jefferson City who really don't care about some of the things that they're dealing with. I mean, we have a tax burden that's that's heavier than it's ever been before. We have a lot of nonsense being spouted, of course, in Jefferson City, and I think folks are looking for leaders that can articulate what a better Missouri, what a better vision of Missouri looks like tomorrow versus the one we're living in today. Well, we've done that. I've gone out, I've talked about eliminating personal property tax, I've talked about defending our farmland, I've talked about dealing with the illegal immigration crisis in our state. So I think folks are really looking for that leader that can articulate it and will have the backbone to implement it down in Jefferson City.
I think Missouri values are what I meet in people. They're conservative, Christian, family-orientated values, and Missouri is a state with hard-working people that want to make a difference for their families and their communities, and those are values that I think align with us very well.
Well, look, I think Missouri is a state that lives under this idea that government is to ensure individual human rights. It's not, it's not to manipulate the money supply or put down woke mandates from Washington, D.C. It's about protecting individual human rights, whether it be the right to keep more of your own money as taxpayers, the right to be secure from crime, from invasion of our southern borders, or the right to see that your kids are not indoctrinated in the latest woke ideologies in school. So really, I think Missourians have conservative values, if you like to use that term, but really values that come out of our Constitution and our Judeo-Christian tradition.
Oh, I love this. You've been doing this on Twitter for a long time. Hashtag Missouri Values.
I have, and I want to know how you would define them.
Yeah, so I think that Missouri values are about love for country and love for family. It's about wanting to make sure that we protect the things that we have built and that we leave a legacy for our children.
Back when I was a reporter for the Columbia Daily Tribune in 2008, I wrote a rather acerbic article about how candidates from both parties use the term Missouri values a lot. As I've accumulated more wisdom with my advancing age, I've come to realize that defining Missouri values is actually the most important thing a candidate for office here can do. Because if a contender for office can't figure out what Missourians actually want from their elected officials, not only are they unlikely to win, but they're not actually going to follow through on the things that the people of the state want to happen.
What's really been uplifting for me is we have over 400 people that have already filed. Not to be unkind, but half of the people that file are going to lose. And yet 400 people, some driving 3 hours or more to get here, are willing to put their time and their treasure at risk because they have ideas on how to make Missouri better. I think that's awesome.
If you want to learn more about the candidates running for the 2024 election cycle in Missouri, go to stlpr.org.